Value appreciation and depreciation.
Imagine your shoes. They are your asset. You bought them brand new for rupees 1,000 and then you wore them for 3 years. In these 3 years, they might or might not have gone through wear and tear. Even if after 3 years they look the same as brand new and might not have been worn and torn, if you try to sell them to somebody now, the price at which they will be willing to buy will always be less than 1,000. Of course, there are numerous ways to con people and demand 1,000 or maybe even more than 1,000 for these shoes.
But the point we are trying to present here is, if you go by its current market price definition, the market price of a bought item diminishes over time if that is a replenishable item. It is very important to understand the meaning of replenishability. Imagine you own a piece of land. Land is also an asset. You have built a house on that land and have lived there for 10 years. Now, you want to sell that land and house. You can say that you have used this piece of land and the house for 10 years.
But, when you try to sell it after these 10 years, their value is higher than the value at which you had bought the land and built the house. This is so because land is a non-replenishable commodity, which means it may either perish in time or degrade, due to land occupation and pollution occurring as a result of industrialization and urbanization, which will eventually decrease its supply in the market in the future. Thus the value increases. However, for shoes, more shoes can be produced at any point of time anywhere, which is not the case for a piece of land that cannot be reproduced.
The value of this land will further increase if in those 10 years that you had lived on this land, you had used it for commercial activities like farming, hotel establishment, etc. Same can be said about houses or any kind of property, provided there is enough demand in the market, or else we would always have to sell cheap. Remember demand-supply salsa? If you own a car, it may look like an asset to you, although to buy it you might have had to take a car loan from the bank, which again is a liability. However, a car is a replenishable item that is manufactured by so many companies and is always available for people to buy. Hence, after being used, its value in the market, that is market value, will decrease. The increase in market value of an item possessed over time is called appreciation and the decrease in value is called depreciation.